Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate with Champions Real Estate Team here, Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark Wehner, team leader here at Champions Real Estate Team. So joining me today is Cam. Do you want to say hi? Say hi, buddy. Hi, here you go. So yeah, got daddy daycare today. So yeah, just want to jump on like I do every Wednesday, and give you a rundown kind of what's gone on in the real estate market over the last 7 days. Starting out with a quick tip today. So when you're looking at purchasing a home, things to consider. The one thing what has kind of changed a little bit is homeowners insurance. Those rates have gone up. Since a lot of the wind, the hail, the fires, and all that kind of stuff across the country, that kind of also affects us here in Nebraska as well. So those rates have gone up. So that's ultimately that was always a factor in your house payment because it's your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that's one of the four things that's included in your home payment or your house payment. So what I'm saying is that number's jumped up a little bit. So when we start that process of looking for a house, we want to make sure we contact, whoever you're thinking about using for a homeowner's insurance, and all that good stuff so that you kind of have a good idea what your monthly payment is going to be. So we used to just worry about, obviously the interest rate, what the taxes were, and, homeowner's insurance wasn't usually, too typically a huge factor in those decisions. But now, just speaking from experience, one of my rental properties went from $1,600 a month for a 1,200 square foot Hearthstone split entry home to $3,600 for for the homeowner's insurance. Luckily, I was able to get that down a little bit by increasing my deductible, and then we got a new roof that lowered that down to 2,600. So even that's $1,000 increase, over that year period. That's affecting our monthly payment on that. So those are one of those things you want to take a look at when you get all those pieces of the puzzle. That's what we do, and we do kind of a buyer coaching session, education session with you guys, just so that you have a good idea, rundown of what's going on, in that buying process, what you need to consider, what you need to look for before you even get rocking and rolling with. So that's a quick tip there for today. So looking at what's going on in the real estate market. So obviously we're seeing, oh, wrong one. I got to share here. So that's my next graph. So, hold on 2 seconds here. Share. Ah, so we're kind of getting back to that 1-to-1 ratio as far as the active homes coming on the market and the ones coming off the market. So basically today, as of about an hour ago, as far as on the MLS, we had 450 new listings go live in the last 7 days. And then we had 406 houses go off the market in the last 7 days. So like I said, it's one on the market, one off the market, and then some of those houses that have, the inventory that's been on the market for a little bit longer. Some of those we're starting to see some of those prices get reduced. I was doing a market analysis for a new listing we have coming up on Friday. There's a house that started at 220. The first week they dropped it, to 210. And it was under contract in 13 days. But they had to drop that price, and then so even I can check and see that house had over 30 showings on it in 2 weeks. So those buyers are educated and they know that what 220 gets them, what 210 gets them. So obviously when they priced that house at 220, those 30 buyers basically said, nope, it's not worth it. And then the sellers had to readjust their price down to that 210 to put it in a new pool. And some of those buyers may have come back. You may get new buyers that enter into the buying pool, and ultimately that house went under contract in 13 days. So those are those things, those houses, and that may even sold at a little bit less than that 210. So pricing that house is important, especially when we got the buyers out there that are educated. Obviously, there's only one of those houses that out there in that specific area. 30 people looked at it. So you got a pretty decent large buying pool that you would think someone out of those 30 people would have bought it within that 2 weeks. But that's why, getting the house ready, taking that little bit of extra time to make sure everything is up to snuff, and all that good stuff. So. And then we had 296 happy new homeowners in the market there. So, but congratulations to them. Yeah. So like I said, weather's getting nicer. More buyers are coming out. Obviously, that's going to increase the competition. You might see some prices, inch up a little bit, multiple offer situations, home inspections, and things of that sort. So let's look at the 30,000 foot view. As we pull up here, so we had 2,881 homes. Last week we had 29 and some change. So that number's going down. The Douglas and Sarpy County active listings, that was down. That was at, I think, 1678 last week. Existing homes has gone down. So I mean, we're starting to see that spring market. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, let's wait till interest rates drop, wait till interest rates go down. Well, as the inventory goes down, competition goes up, and in turn, it's just a simple supply and demand aspect of it, of what's going on in that regards. Those prices are going up while you're waiting for that interest rate to drop. You're ended up paying more for that house as that interest rate as that price goes up too. If you're putting 5% down on that house, if that house jumps up in price, your down payment, your cash to close also increases, in that aspect of it too, as well as obviously your house payment. Oh, did you drop your pen? You say hi? You say hi? There you go. So, anyways, but yeah, so that's just kind of my thought process. That's what we're here to help you for. Is it, whether you're buying a house next week, next month, next year, we just want to make sure you have the proper information so you can make an educated decision on what's best for you and your family, you as an individual, you as an investor. All right, let me get you down here, buddy. Oh, there you go. Anyways, yeah. So rock and rolling here. So as far as the Russ Williams usually joins us, but he's actually out of town, getting some education out in Detroit for the mortgage industry. What he was talking about, interest rates are it's hovering right around that $6.50 area in that side of it. He's also said some of the home buyer assistance programs have kind of been cut a little bit, so he's still waiting to gather more information on that. So that's the other thing too, is if you're looking at some of these, you're seeing some of from the FHA, VA, some of those federal grant monies and stuff like that. Some of those things may be put on hold or gotten rid of altogether. So those are some of those things affecting some of those people that maybe need that assistance to get into that home buying situation. So get in touch with us here at Champions Real Estate Team. We're happy to help you. And like I said, we got a new listing coming up on Friday off of 39th and M Street, so just a block south of L Street. Great area, close to Hitchcock Park. Down by the Med Center area, so you're pretty close to the interstate. 3-bed, 2-bath. We listed at 215. So like I said, that listing will be going live here on Friday. So we're getting the house is getting professionally cleaned today. So it's going to be move-in ready. You don't have to do anything, to rock and roll with it. So that's what I do with my listings, is all my listings get professionally cleaned before they go on the market, because there's a little bit extra things that we do here at Champions to maximize your equity as a seller, and provide a great house for that next home buyer too. So we just try to make it a whole conglomerate of a collective of basically everyone working together to make that process as smooth and easy as possible. So yeah, new listing going live this Friday, down at 3951 M Street. But yeah, that'll be live. You'll see that on my social media stuff pushed out there. But yeah, if you have any questions on it, give me a holler. Then we have another listing coming up next week in the Morton Meadows area, so we'll give some more information on that next week. So that is another one that's a little hot area. Great brick Tudor house. So we got 2 great listings coming up these next 2 weeks, or actually this week, next week. We'll rock and roll. So if you want to get your house on the market, give us a holler. Let's get a game plan together. Let's maximize that equity for you, and happy to help you through the entire process. But awesome, cool. Well, everybody take care, and we will see everybody next week. And yeah, that's all I got.